of things. One, yes, I'm still in PJ pants. Two, my dog didn't start barking until I sat down right here to do this video. Three, my Christmas tree is still up. Don't judge me. I took all the decorations down. It's my husband's job to carry it up to the attic. So it's his fault. Also, you don't even know when I'm filming this, so you can't judge me. I'm trying to do this early in the morning because I have lots of motor tics. I don't know why. It could be an OCD thing. It could be something else that's undiagnosed as well. I don't really know, but I've been dealing with them for a couple years now. And lately, just this past month, they've been so bad. They're always a little better in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I need to film this as early as I can. It's literally 10 o'clock. But I woke up at like 9:15. It's my day off, so you can't judge. So I'm gonna be talking about multiple things. The Lightlark series, the Fourth Wing series, Lore Olympus. If you don't know what that is, stay tuned because I am going to put you on something that you never knew you needed. The Kindle, the Fable app versus Goodreads, and Webtoons. Stay with me, okay? If you're an adult who likes cartoons, who likes fantasy, who likes made-up worlds, let me get you hooked on comics, because why don't we talk about that more in the reading community? I feel like the same people that say audiobooks don't count as reading are the ones that say comic books don't count as reading. The first series that I read in January is Lightlark and Nightbane. Obviously there's that third one, Skyshade. I just need to take a break from them because I read these back to back and I was like, all right, we need to breathe a little bit. We need to breathe. These books get really crapped on by the book community. If you look up Lightlark or Nightbane, they're gonna say like, world's worst fantasy book, world's worst fantasy series, blah, blah, blah. Skyshade got crapped on even more. It was like, this got crapped on worse, and then Skyshade even more. And I don't think that that's fair. I know that this is, correct me if I'm wrong if you know better than me, but I'm under the impression that this is this author's first series, first book, whatever, and she's like my age. So she's new and young. She can't pick a struggle here. She has to be both. It's out of her control. Can you have a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of grace? Genuinely though, I liked it, and I'm here for the vibes. You know, there's probably plenty of stuff I could have critiqued, but when I was reading it, I just took it at face value and I didn't really care. Like, I didn't see any issues with it. Now we're diving into controversial opinions about Lightlark. I don't like Grimm. There are two different love interests in this. There's Grimm and there's Aro, however you want to say it. I didn't like Grimm, but I liked Aro a lot. I think he's wonderful. I'm sorry if I don't like the bad boy where the only thing that they have between them is sexual chemistry. That's not my jam. I want to feel loved and longed for. Grimm, he would burn down the world for her just to get her back, to be quite frank. I don't like that, but I like the whole, if the world's against you, I'll burn everyone to the ground. I like that energy. Let's keep that energy. That's what Aro is. He literally is like, I love you more than anything else. I'm a ruler. I'm the ruler over everyone and everything. But like, I'm in love with you. Like, he's been around 500 plus years and he's like, but you, I like you. I've never been in love with anybody in 500 plus years. You are the one. You are the one. Anyways, I don't want to give away any of the plot. With Lightlark, I'll just read to you the back of the book because I'm really bad at like summarizing plot. It says, every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. If you want a little bit more of like, oh, there's like curses in different realms and da-da-da, yes, there is. And something very cool that this book has at the front, if you ever get confused, is it has Lightlark curses and powers. Here's all of the different like realms, okay? There's the wildlings, the starlings, the skylings, the moonlings, the sunlings, and the nightshades. Wildlings, their curse is that they must eat human hearts to survive and kill anyone they fall in love with. Our main character, Isla, that is her people. She is like the ruler of the wildlings. She doesn't have powers and she doesn't have a curse, and that's like her biggest secret because she would be targeted instantly if they knew that. Then we've got starlings. Their curse is they all die at 25, and their powers can harness energy from the stars and form telekinesis. Skylings' curse is that they've lost the ability to fly, and thousands fell to their deaths from the sky. Their powers are to control wind and weather. Moonlings, their curse is the sea becomes deadly every full moon. Their powers are control of water, healing abilities, and the power to freeze. Sunling, their curse, they will burn in the sunlight, and then their powers to control fire, light, and heat. And then Nightshades, they're the most hated Grimm that I was talking about earlier. He's a Nightshade. The Nightshade's curse is they'll perish outside after nightfall. Their powers will vary based on strength. So the ability to turn invisible and read emotions is one. Stronger individuals may be capable of mind control, shadow wielding, and spinning curses. So something that I love about series is when they pick up right where the other book left off. And this stops at one spot, and then it's like the next page is this book. And it very much is gradual, and that's my favorite thing ever. My favorite fantasy series, my favorite series period of all time is this Woven Kingdom, like I've talked about before. And in that, it's the exact same thing. So all in all, I gave this a 4-star. It was entertaining. I don't feel like extremely invested in the characters. Like, I don't feel like if one of them dies, I'm gonna cry. I just got really mad how this one ended because I was like, now, what the crap? Like, cool, plot twist, I didn't see it coming, but also like, what the heck? That's not what I wanted to have happen at all. I'm invested enough that it makes me mad when it doesn't go the way I want it to. If somebody, and I'd be happy if it ended the way I want it to, but if somebody like died or something, I wouldn't be like sad. I would just be like, oh, that sucks. This book's probably not gonna be very good then. We're gonna leave this off how it was. And now I'm gonna get into these bad boys. Okay, we all know Fourth Wing. We all know and love it. I think I loved Fourth Wing so much because I started reading it before it gained popularity and before I heard anything about it. I heard one person describe it as How to Train Your Dragon and Hunger Games combined, which I wouldn't say it's like that at all. I liked the shallow descriptions of it, so I was like, okay, let me read that. And I loved it, and I kind of just would skim past and ignore the smut stuff because I was so invested in the plot, right? It wasn't till over halfway through the book that things started getting a little dirty in this book. I was like, you know, I can manage. With Iron Flame, me and my bestie were talking, and we were like, hey, so what's up with this? Because now they just feel like F-buddies. We both discuss this and feel this way mutually, that their love, Aiden's and Violet's romance in this book, they don't feel compatible to me. It feels like they don't like each other, but they have strong sexual chemistry. I know that she tries to admit like, oh, but I'm in love with him. It's like, okay, girl, well, if you're in love with him, it won't be that hard to forgive him, okay? He keeps secrets from her in the first book, and then in the second book, she's so infuriated about them. And I'm like, girl, you should understand why he did that. Like, I understand you can be a little upset the secrets were kept, but you should be like, okay, period, he cares about people that much, he cares about what he fights for, his cause that much, that he was trying to protect me, but also on top of that, his people. Like, I understand. I think that she should have been so much more chill about it. Like, have your moment of being upset that he kept secrets and then like move on. I understand wanting to know everything because I'm a nosy girl too, but like, you went to a war college, okay, babe? Like, you should be able to handle something as trivial as he kept secrets from me. Embrace that he lied to you. Be like, oh man, I'm mad at you for that. But then be like, but I get it. So they go into such graphic detail with let's just call it as this. There's sex scenes in this, and they go into graphic detail. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. I have to like be flipping through pages and then be like, okay, is it over yet? No. Flipping through pages, is it over yet? No. Some people like that, and some people don't care one way versus another, and it doesn't make them uncomfy, whatever. It doesn't usually make me uncomfy until it's in graphic detail of like, and then he did this to my that, and I'm like, ooh, like, hey, let's bring back secrets. Let's normalize keeping what happens in the bedroom, okay? It's one thing to insinuate stuff or to have like a spice scene but not go into graphic detail. When you're not leaving anything to the imagination, aka spelling everything out for your imagination, I'm just like, I don't like that. I think it's hot when they leave us readers wanting more. Like, oh my gosh, they brush knuckles. I'm obsessed with that stuff. But you know in the Harry Potter movies, how Ron and Hermione are gradually like falling in love throughout the movies, and like when they're in that like awkward teen phase, they like will barely brush hands and they'll be like, and it's like, ugh, and they're both like, their faces turn red and they're both like uncomfortable because they both like each other, and it was like, oh, that was too close for comfort. That type of stuff is what I freak out over it. That's the type of stuff where I'm like, put more stuff like that in books. Bring back yearning, longing, getting so nervous and giddy, but like there's no nervous, giddy, yearning, and longing. It's like I lust over you and now you're pinning me against a wall and my pulse is racing. And I'm like, no, make things gradual. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of book people would really strongly disagree with me on that. But if you like reading that stuff, I don't care. I don't judge you. I understand. Like it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying my own personal take and like what I enjoy to read. Okay, I'm almost done with Iron Flame. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend. So Onyx Storm I clearly haven't read yet. When I do read it, I might do a deep dive in all of my hot takes on all of Fourth Wing series combined. I don't know, I haven't heard any takes on this yet, and I kind of want to keep my head in the dirt while people are finishing this up currently. Like the crazy readers are finishing it up, and I don't have to like listen to their hot takes yet because I want to form my own opinion the way I did with Fourth Wing. Kindle, another book I read this month, The Good Lie. And I read it on Kindle, it's on Kindle Unlimited. If you like to read and you don't have a Kindle yet, I'm sure you already know, you've already heard everybody talk about it. Your fellow readers like, I got my Kindle, I brought my Kindle, like cool. I just want to give you my opinion real quick. Kindles are amazing. If you're reading a longer book, I feel like I get through books so much quicker on Kindle, and it shows your progress too in numbers as opposed to having to look like, oh, I got this much of the book left. Like that intimidates me and stresses me out, and then I feel like I've been reading for ages when barely any pages went by. I love Kindle. I'm reading Ruthless Vows right now, but the first book is one of my absolute favorite books of all time, but the second one doesn't take place right where the first one left off, and like I've already made clear, that's my jam, is when it takes place right where it leaves off. I was so invested where it left off before, and I'm so angry that this doesn't leave off right there, and I'm still angry about it. The Good Lie was my first non-fantasy book of the year, because I'm trying to branch out of just fantasy, so when I get in the mood for those, I'm diving head first, and this really definitely brought me back into that headspace of like, okay, these books feel like quick reads because I'm used to reading thick novels like Fourth Wing. Also, I drew my stickers that I have in the back. I know this one's kind of Halloween. That one's just cute in mushrooms, but I just haven't feel like changing them out yet. But anyways, get a Kindle. It's nice. It makes reading easy for me. This next and final part, it's all webtoons related. Oh, I also have to talk about Fable. Goodreads, if you like reading books, we all know what Goodreads is. Okay, Fable is like Goodreads revamped. It's easier to navigate, it's cuter, it's more aesthetic. You can transfer all of your Goodreads info from there onto Fable, and I just like it. I've known Fable existed for a minute now, and then my bestie was like, hey, I'm moving from Goodreads to Fable, and then the next day my sister was like, okay, she convinced me I moved from Goodreads to Fable, best choice I've made this year, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess we're moving from Goodreads to Fable. Use Fable, I like it a lot. Moving on to webtoons and Lore Olympus. If you want to get into comic book reading, you don't like the idea of reading webtoons like on your phone and stuff, there's always iPad, but if you don't have an iPad, I've got a solution for you. These are heavy, thick, and very heavy, all hardcovers. I started reading webtoons years ago. Okay, years ago. Webtoons has been a part of my life in very fundamental moments of my life for a while now, and I adore it. One of my favorite webtoons series is Lore Olympus, and the author got so big from webtoons that she was able to convert them into books, and she's still releasing books of the series. Want to read what happens next before books come out of it? It's always released, like there's an episode a week or whatever on webtoons. So I've read past this book already, but I love the series so much that I will read the whole series as it comes out and then reread it again as I get the books. There's also another series I kind of fell off of that I think still releases stuff. And if you're into K-dramas and stuff, you've probably heard of it, but it's called True Beauty. And I started reading that years ago as well. And they still make episodes of it. And they also released book forms of that, but it's a little bit more like the classic comic book stuff. You can find it in Target. True Beauty is a good series. I really liked it. I just started to get really bored. Like, I read it for a few years and it just didn't feel like it was going anywhere anymore. I also just really quick want to show you the artwork, because even if you don't like comic books, you can just appreciate the art, you know? Just appreciate the art. Here's the first Lore Olympus book. Gorgeous. There's Persephone down there. She's looking up at Hades, who's down there, or who's up. I think he should be at the bottom because dude's in the underworld, but whatever. Here is the second Lore Olympus book, and okay, you're just gonna have to see it from here because the stripes from the blinds. But again, gorgeous art form, Persephone, Hades, a tower in, I think that's maybe that's the tower Hades stays in, or just a random tower in the underworld. She made that tree bloom. The second book is one of my favorites. There's lots of her having to find herself. Oh, volume 3. This one I did get at Target. Why are these all dinged up? It has the sticker. I know that all of us book readers do like Target as well, because it just comes with the property, but like, can we all just agree that Target should be sued every time they do this? Here's another one, which, I mean, Hades with long hair, man? Persephone with long hair too. Like, she's obviously stunning. I will say that there are trigger warnings. I don't know if they're, I can't remember if they're in the book. I know that they're at least on the webtoons part. There are some trigger warnings because at some point, okay, I'm just gonna say it. So if you don't want any spoilers, then you can skip ahead a little bit. But at some point, Persephone does get essayed, and you do see that happen. It doesn't show anything graphic. If I was a victim of that, no matter what the case is, I think I would find that really triggering and bothersome. I was already really uncomfortable, really bothered, emotional about having to see that. And I mean, these are characters, these are purple and pink characters, blue and pink, green and pink. Like, these are colorful gods. This is not realistic at all, but the way that it happens, and like, it just is really awful. Regardless, I just feel like it's something you should know, whether you've gone through that or you haven't. It's very hard to watch and to read. This is my latest one I got for Christmas. Okay, sorry, that was really, that was a sad thing to have to talk about, but this is the latest one I got for Christmas. That's not Hades, that's not Hades. But that's Persephone. So now there's tea and there's drama. But anyways, I love, because all
Okay, hi, really quick. I know this is weird how I'm doing this, but I just wanted to show real fast other comics that I love from webtoons. So as I'm talking right now, they're already flashing over the screen, but I didn't really get to give, I kind of got distracted and didn't really get to give like my take of all the other webtoon comics that I love, just because I was so focused on trying to convince you to read Lore Olympus. But all these other ones are good. Some of them are years old, some of them I read years ago, but they're all fantastic. Some of them have shows based off of them already. Some of them are still fairly new and updating. It just kind of depends. But if you do end up getting the app and any of these look interesting to you just based off the cover and the title, then you absolutely should 100% get the app and start reading them.
As far as crocheting, I didn't really give like an update on that. I don't really have an update to give. I've been kind of slacking in that department lately. Also, it's really hard to crochet with claws. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that we could bond over some hot takes today. That's about it. And I will see you in the next video. I love you and appreciate you if you took the time to watch me ramble. That's all. Bye.